Hello traders, my name is Tomasz Wiśniewski, I'm a Chief Analyst in Alpari Research and Analysis, and this is Daily Analytical Report. Without a further ado, let's start. We start with the calendar because we had some interesting data overnight. As you can see, data from China came worse than expectations, data about inflation. I think that the miss was quite big as for this data. And well, worse data from China is supposed to be bad, for example, for the currencies like for Australia or New Zealand. Overnight, we saw a decline in the value of the Australian dollar, but the beginning of the European session started with the gains for the Australian dollar. So this decrease in value overnight is gone. So as you can see, traders did not link this to the weakness, did not link the weaker data from China to the weakness of the Australian dollar, as it usually happens. Still to come, what do we have as ECB monetary policy meeting accounts in 3.5 hours. What do we have here is also a speech from Jerome Powell, which should be important for the American dollar. Tomorrow we'll have important data for the British pound and also CPI inflation for the American dollar. As you could see, yesterday in the evening we had data for the Canadian dollar, so interest rate decision. This interest rate decision did not cause any surprise. We had interest rates which remain the same, and I will show you the reaction on the Canadian dollar right now. Let me find a pair of Canadian dollar, for example. As you can see, a Canadian dollar to Swiss franc, and as it often happens, as you can see, a drop, upswing, drop. So I don't like to trade during the data because the movements during the data are very often we have a movement in the one direction and then we have a pullback, like you can see here exactly like what happened on M15. You see here drop, upswing, and basically after the data, before the data, we are in the same place. So not a major change. Actually, as you can see here, traders started to discount this event. Then we had this event, and then we that's a beautiful pennant. So actually, we ended this volatility. We ended this event on the same place as we started. So basically, that's it from this big event for the Canadian dollar. We did not get any like super strong significant movements. Let's check other instruments on the cable. As you can see, cable is still respecting this horizontal resistance. We are waiting for the breakout of the orange line will bring us a buy signal, and the buy signal will be coming from this double bottom formation on the super important horizontal support, as you can see here. So the double bottom formation looks promising, but the double bottom formation will be triggered when the price will break the orange resistance. As long as we are below the orange resistance, the sentiment is still negative. New Zealand dollar to American dollar, in theory, what do we have here is we do have a buy signal which comes here from the fact that there was an uptrend, there was a wedge, and there was an uptrend. And this pair is respecting trend continuation patterns, as you can see here, flag, wedge. So from this wedge we should see a further upswing, especially that we came back above this horizontal support, triple bottom formation. So it looks quite promising for the buy signal. Actually it has a very good risk to reward ratio, because buying here in the long term should bring us this target, so the important long-term downtrend line. So in terms of the risk to reward ratio, let me show you, like if you buy here, stop loss would be here, let's say 100 pips. Potential to take profit is above 400 pips. That is desirable risk to reward ratio, definitely. Now euro to British pound, which is still locked inside of this sideways trend, inside of this range, between two green lines. The thing is that even the breakout of the lower green line will give us a sell signal, but the breakout of the upper green line still will not give us a buy signal, because for the proper buy signal we need to see the breakout of the orange line. So the tops from here, from the end of August, from here and from here. So for the buy signal we would like to see the breakout of the orange line, not only the green line. Now for instruments which I mentioned on the trading sniper video, very good trading occasions in my opinion. So first of all is euro dollar, which performed this beautiful upswing yesterday, and this upswing, well, we broke this line before, then we tested this as a support, so broken resistance was tested as a support, but this line breakout of the long-term downtrend line, midterm downtrend line, is significant buy signal. In addition to that, we broke the horizontal resistance marked with a green color, which is a support here, resistance. Eventually this line got broken. That's the second bullish factor. And the third bullish factor is that this is a flag supposed to be a trend continuation pattern, so flag supposed to bring us a downswing, but the price failed to break the lower line of the flag. Instead of that, broke the upper line of the flag, and this is denial of this formation. So if the price does not want to go lower, most probably will go higher. So this, what we have here, is a proper buy signal. And as for now, it seems like we're gonna have a correction, but the price, I think we can adjust this line to the recent price movements. I'm sorry, here we can adjust this to those levels. So price getting to the orange line will to the green line will be a good buying opportunity. Price getting here, you can think about buying here, and then tight stop loss and very good risk to reward ratio and a low risk trade, in my opinion. This is potentially a nice support, but it's very steep, so maybe it will be broken easily, but you can still consider this as a nice support area. Let's check the potential risk to reward ratio. So we do have this target on daily chart, which looks quite promising. So in case the price will get here, for example, and then you would have a stop loss on 50 pips, the take profit is on 300 pips, so potential profit is 6 times bigger than the potential loss, which makes it definitely a desirable risk to reward ratio, no doubts about this. Now Bitcoin, which is having a negative situation for me, that's a sell signal. What is happening on Bitcoin? The Bitcoin created inverse head and shoulder pattern, so there's a left shoulder head and a right shoulder. So the upper line was a neckline. Breakout of the neckline would give us a buy signal, but at the same time, as it very often happens, it can be an inverse head and shoulder formation, but it can be the triangle or a pennant at the same time. So we need we need to connect the bottom of the head and the bottom of the right shoulder. So I did, and the price, instead of breaking the neckline, breaks this lower line, which gives us a proper Maybe not sell signal, because the sell signal would be created after the breakout of this red line, but it brings us a negative sentiment. Price getting here, that will be the last support before getting to $2,900 for one Bitcoin, which for me is the ultimate target, and I'm waiting for the price to get there since we broke the $6,000. And here we will see what will happen if the price will create like a double bottom formation or something. But this looks really promising for now for the sellers. But at some point, I guess that the Bitcoin should have a major reversal, because many people will think about like $3,000 or something as a great trading opportunity. $3,000, $2,000. We will see where this point will be, but at some point we should see another bullish wave. Canadian dollar to Japanese yen, that's the third instrument from the trading sniper video. This pattern is beautiful. Actually, it was great. It would be great to buy here. It was. I didn't do this, so that's why I'm excited about this pullback, but let me explain you this from the very beginning. So what is happening here is that we do have a head and shoulder pattern, so left shoulder, head, and a right shoulder. We broke the horizontal neckline, and the breakout was significant, but it was a false flash crash, and the price reversed. This is a V-shaped reversal and also false breakout, and the V-shaped reversal itself is a strong buy signal. False breakout itself is a strong buy signal, so all that combining together gives us a proper buy signal. The thing is that the upswing was so strong that the risk to reward ratio was pretty bad. And because if you bought here, for example, stop loss should be here, but first take profit is here. But now with this pullback, for example, and the price will create a bottom here, you will be able to buy with a tight stop loss and a much better risk to reward ratio, because for me, the scenario that the Canadian dollar to Japanese yen is going higher is almost certain. It really looks promising, legitimate, and I'm looking forward for it. Now oil, which oil yesterday had a pretty good session. Broke the horizontal resistance created by the FIBO. Today we do have a small pullback, but with this breakout, also with this neckline of this double bottom formation, although the first bottom is quite, I don't think it can be, that this formation is legitimate, that this formation is a proper double bottom formation. I don't think so. But still the breakout of this line can be promising, and after the small pullback we can reach 38.2, which can be the ultimate resistance for oil. American dollar to Japanese yen, I told you this, that it did not look like a reversal. This kind of drop and this kind of correction, almost always this is just a correction. It gets flat and then we do have a drop. Also it ended with a head and shoulder pattern, so I said that we shouldn't get much higher than 61.8. We are not getting much higher than 50%, so the sentiment is negative. We do have new horizontal resistance established. So I think we can remove those FIBOs because they were not really respected a lot. There are those two resistances which are now crucial here. So the sentiment is negative. Next instrument is gold. Gold, my favorite, my beloved instrument, which yesterday made a beautiful upswing. So they canceled this head and shoulder formation. We didn't break the neckline. We break the midterm downtrend line, And now we do have a small pullback, obviously, but it was expected. We do have a horizontal resistance. I think that it's not the last time that we are checking this resistance. I think that the price will challenge this resistance pretty soon, and that we will break it. Everything is in line with this pattern which I told you before about. One of our traders on the seminar in Turkey pointed that out, that last 6 years on gold are always positive at the beginning of the year. Upswing, 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 upswing. So we should get an upswing too. The potential target is on the blue line. Once the blue line will be broken, that will be an ultimate long-term buy signal for gold. As for now, the resistance is on 1000. Well, there is this one resistance, another one is on $1,307, and another one is on $1,360 for 1 ounce. Let's say like this. So we are slowly looking at those levels on gold. Euro to Japanese yen, this is where I do have my position. As you can see, it's pretty similar to American dollar to Japanese yen. So drop, correction, gets flat and drop. Well, as you can see here, short position was much better than on Euro to Japanese yen, but you all saw what's happening on Euro to Japanese yen. So here we didn't break this resistance. As you can see, this trade has a great risk to reward ratio because stop loss is very tight. Like stop loss here is on 50 pips, and as you can see, I'm losing 0.5%. Potential loss is 0.5%, 50 pips, but the potential profit is, let's say, here on 300 pips. Potential profit is 7 times bigger than the potential loss. So the terms of the risk to reward ratio, this is pretty serious trade. So you can see that I can lose $500 and I can get $3,000, which is pretty cool if you ask me. 3,000 euros, potential loss 420 euros. Hopefully this trade will work out. Another one is Australian dollar to New Zealand dollar, where also I do have a short position, which is more or less on break even right now. And it was going great straight after I opened this. The price went lower here. Now we have a pullback. We are testing this green resistance again. Test is positive for the sellers. Most probably we'll have a drop. Once I will see new daily lows, I will move my stop loss slightly above here to have good risk to reward ratio and to protect my my capital from the bigger losses. Yesterday I had a position here on British pound Australian dollar, which did not work out. It was also very close. Like I sold here because of this head and shoulder pattern, stop loss here. I would be on profit right now, but my stop loss was triggered here. Well, sometimes it happens like this. It was different kind of trade, so it was like a low risk, fast trade. And this way it didn't work out. Maybe those two will work out and will cover the loss from this one. So what we are having here is a head and shoulder pattern, and we broke the neckline, bounced from the neckline. It looked very promising for the sellers, but overnight this data from China, as you can see, we had a small upswing. It got denied straight away, and the sell signal is still on the table. Maybe it's not so technical, so it does not come from this head and shoulder pattern anymore, but the thing is that the sentiment is still negative. Maybe I said wrong, so there is no like a proper sell signal, but there is definitely a negative sentiment here. S&P 500, we do have a small reversal. Maybe the price will eventually reach the gray resistance. Maybe not. What I'm trying to say is that as long as we stay below the gray line, the sellers still have bigger chances for success. And I do see bigger chances for the bearish movement here, bigger chances for the drop as long as we stay below the gray line. DAX almost reached my resistance here. I created those two lines, so black line and black dynamic resistance, green horizontal resistance, static resistance. I was looking for the price to test the combination of those two, but the price fell together. And well, as for now, the thing is that as long as we stay below, the sell option is more probable here. Maybe we'll have another attempt, maybe the price will get there, but what I'm trying to say is as long as we stay below the green line and the black line, the sentiment is negative. DAX, dollar index, as you can see, another drop yesterday, boom. This drop was not so unexpected because we had a drop, flag and a drop. So obviously this drop on the dollar index helped the euro. Well, actually, this drop on euro dollar created drop on dollar index, but also the decline in the value of dollar obviously helped gold. Gold is quoted in dollars, so if dollar is weaker, the gold is going higher. That's the correlation here. And with this kind of a technical situation, we should see a further decline towards 38.2 Fibonacci on gold, so the orange area here. Canadian dollar to Swiss franc, what we are having here is a bounce from the horizontal support, which can be perceived as quite positive, but I would prefer to see a breakout of the orange line, because that would mean on a weekly chart bounce from this blue line. We broke it, now we should use it as a resistance, and it would be beautiful. If this green line would be broken, that would be a super strong sell signal, like a long term with a great risk to reward ratio. Euro to Australian dollar, so here I was looking for a short position. I hesitated, and that was good that I hesitated, because the price yesterday pushed higher and overnight as well. Today we are trying to retrace it, and in my opinion the sell signal will be created once the price will break the orange area. Actually, it does not have to be so wide, we can make it like this. So price breaking orange line will bring us a proper sell signal. American dollar to Swiss franc, breakout of the horizontal support, now a pullback. Price getting to the yellow area from the bottom and to the black line from the bottom will be a good occasion to sell. So yes, that's it. Euro to Swiss franc, as you can see, American dollar to Swiss franc went down, but euro to Swiss franc didn't. Well, because here technical situation is supporting further upswing. Like again, double top, breakout, double bottom. I would love to see a further upswing, but the price is now in a sideways trend. What would help here is the breakout of the blue line. So in my opinion, price breaking the blue line, closing a day above the blue line will be a proper buy signal in the long term. And I'm also waiting for this. I would love to see this, and I would love to trade this actually. And Australian dollar to Swiss franc, here we do have a positive, we do have a buy signal, positive sentiment. So the price is creating a wedge here. Yes, a wedge, drop, upswing, wedge, most probably an upswing after this, especially that we are after V-shaped reversal and we broke this midterm downtrend line, so it looks promising. Let me recap this situation for you, just to make it as clear as possible. So cable breakout of the orange line should give us a buy signal. Kiwi, that's a buy signal. Euro to British pound, that's a sideways trend, no trading signal. Euro dollar, that's a buy signal. Bitcoin, that's a sell signal. Canadian dollar, Japanese yen, I would love to see the buy signal here when the price will bounce from the green line. I'm sorry, oil that we should get to 38.2, American dollar, Japanese yen, that's a sell signal, gold, that is a long-term buy, euro, Japanese yen, well, I'm shorting this, Australian dollar to New Zealand dollar, I'm shorting this, here, British pound, Australian dollar, I was shorting this, it didn't work out, but the price is going down. On S&P 500, nothing. On DAX, sell. On dollar index, sell. On Canadian dollar to Swiss franc, breakout of the green line, sell. Euro to Australian dollar, breakout of the orange line, sell. American dollar to Swiss franc, bounce from the yellow line, sell. Euro to Swiss franc, breakout of the blue line, buy. And Australian dollar to Swiss franc, breakout from this wedge, let's say wedge, or a triangle actually, breakout of the upper line will give us a buy signal. So thanks very much for watching Daily Analytical Report. For more trading occasions, visit our Twitter account and our website tellparty.news. And now we're gonna have a short break, and after that an educational webinar. So we start talking about the technical analysis. Thanks very much, guys, and goodbye.